What up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to talk about the new company I am with, Fuel Haul Pay, and all the questions that you guys have been asking me on my TikTok that takes a lot of time. We're going to answer them today. All right, so let's get straight into it, man. A lot of you guys are on my TikTok. By the way, if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit this subscribe button and then go over to TikTok and follow me on Semi Everything, one word. That is Semi Everything, where I give you a quick brief of different topics and questions that you guys are answering, well, asking me. So if you're not subscribed to me, go ahead and subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and then go over to TikTok after watching this video and follow me on Semi Everything. There, I go ahead and explain things in just smaller clips. And today we're gonna go over the questions that I get from my TikTok. So let's get straight into it. All right, so the first question I always get when they see that I am a fuel hauler is how much money I make as a fuel hauler. That is what everyone wants to know. Well, that is a simple answer to that question. What city and state you live in. Believe it or not, all companies in today's world, which is crazy to me, pays based off cost of living and the city and state that you live in. So if you look right now on the charts, you will see the average per state of what a fuel hauler makes based on a 40-hour week. And I must say it again, based on a 40-hour week, because in the fuel hauling industry, you're gonna basically do at least a minimum of 60 hours a week. For instance, if you look at the chart above, I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So if you look at my base pay by the chart and you do a minimum of 60 hours a week, that's 20 hours of overtime. If you do the math in 52 weeks in a year, that'll put you right at 100K based on the average. Now it can be a little more or it can be a little less based on the company that you start with, your experience, etc., right? Obviously, mega corporations are going to pay more than the smaller local companies, which there's nothing wrong with that, because if you know, like I know, the best way to get into the fuel hauling industry is through local smaller companies. So based on the average that you see here on these charts, you can go ahead and say anywhere between 80 and 100K that you're going to start off with. And with more experience, you can get up to like the 120, 130,000, which takes me into what company I am now working for. In my last video, I thought I was going to retail because I wanted to go into fuel hauling, but I had no job offers. The very next day, I got a call and I got a job offer through Coastal Transport based out of San Antonio, Texas. Although I do live here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, they have a terminal here and I could not turn that down. Now, the pay with Coastal Transport is not hourly. We're similar to companies like UPT, where we are paid by the load, and that can be sometimes a better situation and sometimes worse. That's for a whole nother video. So now that you know what company that I work for, let's talk about the training and the pay for that company. All right, so while you are training through Coastal Transport, if you have experience, it can be anywhere between 10 and 20 days that you are training. And if you have no experience, because Coastal Transport does hire fresh CDL holders, if you have no CDL experience or no tractor experience, you will be training for 30 days and you will get 85% of a load. What I mean by that is, if your trainer makes $100 off that load, you just made $85 off that load, which is not bad. It's not the greatest that I've seen. I've seen bigger corporations and bigger companies pay you your full salary from the jump. But if you are new to the trucking industry, especially the fuel haul industry, if you can make $4,000 a month just by being in training, you're starting off good in the industry, man. I wouldn't complain about that at all. So after your training, Coastal Transport gives you time to, get in your own rhythm, speed up with getting your loads done, but they give you a guaranteed pay of $250 for the first 60 days once you're on the road by yourself, which I think that is awesome that they're going to guarantee you at least $250. So you are not just stuck making minimum money because you're just now getting in the rhythm of getting into loading racks, learning how to load faster, learning how to park faster to fuel at these fuel stations and gas stations. Most companies do not do that. Well, at least companies that pay by the load, most of them don't do that. Once you're on the road by yourself, you're on the road by yourself. That's why pay for Coastal Transport works different, because they pay by the load and not hourly like mega corporations like Love's, Pilot, Circle K, Speedway, 7-Eleven. All those companies pay by the hour. So even Marathon, they pay by the hour. So those companies like that, you can just, start off training with your hourly pay. You get paid hourly. You work only 12 hours, which takes me into my next whole situation with Coastal Transport and getting paid by the load. If you want to make that money, you gotta work. So the number three questions I get all the time is, what are my working hours? Usually I start work at 5 a.m. and then I'm done around anywhere between 5 and 7 p.m. Some days I work exactly 12 hours and I'm home by 5:30. Other days, I can put in 13 and a half, barely make it back in time before I hit my 14-hour, and boom, that's when I'm done for the day. Do not think because you are no longer OTR and you're local that you're only gonna work 8-hour days. If you're only working 8-hour days, you might as well go back to OTR because you're not gonna make any money. And this is just a couple of questions that I often get on my TikTok regarding what company I'm with, who I work for, how much you get paid. And then the last question they always ask me is why I chose Coastal. And to basically answer that is, Coastal is a transition company, just like anything else. When you get your CDL and you want to go OTR, you got to find a company that's willing to let you in, right? So companies like Werner, Schneider, Swift, these companies are known to take new CDL holders and allow you to go on the road and get some experience. And that's the same thing with Coastal Transport. They allow you to get the experience and learn the fuel hauling industry. This is what I consider a transition company. You work there about 1 to 2 years, you learn the business, and then if they don't have nothing else to offer you, you go to the next big step up, like a mega carrier, like a Love's, a Circle K, a Marathon, somewhere where they're willing to pay you what you're actually worth. All right. I'm still making good money. I still work my 12 to 14 hours a day as if I was OTR. But I still get to go home every night, see my family, lay my head in a safe place. I never have been comfortable sleeping in a sleeper, which let me know right away that local was for me, not OTR. So I am going to be doing some vlogging. Hopefully the lady of the house allowed me to get a GoPro in a couple of months or something like that. And I'm going to be doing some vlogging, showing you what it's like to be a fuel hauler. I am still new to this, so I do not know everything. What other questions? She just gave me the thumbs up for the GoPro, so we're going to get a GoPro, do some vlogging. So any other questions that you guys have that you want to know as far as fuel hauling, how I found the job. I post a lot of videos on my TikTok and my YouTube shorts about how I found this job and how you can find a job as well. But any other questions that you have for fuel hauling, let me know in the comment section. Like if you got something from this, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to do a lot more videos of fuel hauling and the trucking industry in general. Let me know the questions that you guys have. Like, subscribe, go follow me on TikTok at Semi Everything. See you guys next week.